Welcome back to the Making It podcast. Now, today I'm in a new setting, which you've never seen before, and I'm with Lucas. So, today we're going to be talking about Lucas's Making It journey as a cycler. So, Lucas, introduce yourself. What do you do for cycling, and where are we right now?
So right now we're in my garden in Nottingham. So I'm riding for a team based in Belgium, racing like all across Europe, road racing, similar to like the Tour de France if you've seen it. And race pretty much 3 or 4 times a week all around Europe. But right now I'm at home for a few days.
I didn't realise you were based in Belgium.
Yeah, so all the team's based in Belgium, and then or I'll have like a small place to stay there. And I pretty much just like if there's a lot of racing going on, I'll stay there. And if there's not, I'll go either where the sun is or home.
So, how did that come about, joining that team?
Basically, it's a team to like step forward to the next level to like one of the really top teams,
Yeah.
and the support you get from the team is like good, and they gave me the opportunity to. They contacted me for the opportunity to ride for them. So yeah, I ended up there. It's my
Nice one.
second year with that team now, and yeah, I'm enjoying it.
So, within your year, talk to me about your year. So, I don't know if it's easy for you to do,
Yeah.
but is there like certain seasons where you compete, certain times when you're training? Like, talk to us about like your year as a
Yeah.
cycler.
So pretty much the season starts middle of February to the start to mid October. And then normally after October, I have 2 to 3 weeks off and do nothing, like no exercise. But that's now getting shorter and shorter as like just the fitness has to stay for longer. So like when I first really got into it, I used to take like 3 weeks off, maybe even four. And now last time I only took 10 days off, and then pretty much straight back into like after the 10 days I'd do some like testing, see how much either weight I've gained or how much fitness I've lost. And then after that, pretty much like November, December, just riding like loads of hours, like 5, 6 hour rides, like low intensity. And then as we get closer to February, the hours stay the same, but the intensity increases. And then come February, all in racing.
Nice one. So, when did you get into cycling? Like, when was it when you went, you know what, this is what I want to pursue?
All right. Pretty much like when COVID started, and I kind of fell out of love with football, like big time. And I, well, obviously there's nothing to do in COVID, and I just got a bike, and then I started off just like messing about with my dad and his mates, and then I actually in COVID probably wasn't meant to, but I did a 24-hour like ride just with some guy that I know, and we just rode like 330 miles or something.
Whereabouts?
But this is like the worst bit about it. We literally, do you know where Elveston Castle is?
Yeah.
Like there, Elveston Castle to Shardlow on the road, to Sawley, to Long Eaton, to Breaston, to Draycott, back to Elveston Castle. I did that for 24 hours.
Like, just like constant loop.
Mate, yeah, it broke me. Like for like 2 weeks straight, I was waking up in the night like it was like having nightmares of where I was. I'd like wake up
Somewhere
and
there.
think somewhere crazy.
So when it was 24 hours, like, was there any breaks at all, or was it
Yeah.
constant on the bike?
No, we stopped like every like we stopped for like if we needed the toilet or something. And then we stopped every oh, 5, 6 hours for like a proper meal. Not a proper meal, but like have like a bowl of pasta or something.
Yeah.
Because the guy that I did it with lived in like 5 minutes from Ulverston Castle, so we just diverted to his house, like stopped for like 10, 15 minutes, back on it. And then we started at 3 in the afternoon on a Friday, and then went till obviously 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon. And like it was okay up until like it was a really nice day, so that was fine. But then like till about 6 in the morning. It was okay. Then got to that point, and I was just like so sleep deprived. I was like, because obviously I didn't sleep till 3 o'clock the previous day. I woke up at like 9. All I remember is like, do you know like as you come into Elveston Castle,
Yeah.
there's like obviously if you're on the road on the left hand side, there's not a pavement. There's a bush, and I just remember riding like straight into the bush at 10 in the morning, and then I like that woke me up again. I can't be doing this on open roads.
So talk to me, brother. Why cycling? What is it about cycling which has made you do mad stuff like that
Yeah,
and take it on as a path for your career?
I think like from the outside it looks a bit like weird, like wearing like tight lycra as such. It is weird, and it really like it's proper weird when you think about it. Um, but like when you get on a bike and you like start like the feeling you get, like you can literally go anywhere on a bike. Like you can, I don't know, if you decide you wanted to go to Manchester tonight, you can get there on a bike. Like you can go anywhere on a bike, and it's just like freedom. And then the faster you get, obviously, the more enjoyable it is. But it's like it's no easier. You just get faster. And then yeah, it's just like the feeling of being on a bike at a certain speed is it's like a drug, really.
Yeah, like a proper nice
Yeah,
high.
it's
Yeah.
like a proper high, but it's like a bit of a permanent high. And then you obviously get come downs, like, but yeah, it's just like when you first get into it, it's just like a constant high. Like every time you go out on a bike, you just want to like go as far as you can, as fast as you can, till like you explode. Like when I first started, the amount of times I went out in like COVID with like three people, and like we had no plan, and we just rode for like ages, and like I took like probably like one small bottle of water with me and no food, and I just like wait till like I pretty much had to stop
Nah,
just to survive.
mate, the adventures of cycling. I remember me and my friend Adam. You know Adam Price, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we just one day on my birthday just biked all the way to Birmingham.
yeah,
Like it's stuff like what you're saying. You can
yeah.
just go
You can go
anywhere
anywhere,
on a bike.
literally.
But speak to me about like the sort of. So how long are your races? Like when you're competing, how long would a typical race be?
Um, on average, let's say 160 to 170k,
How long would that take you?
depending on like if it's like super flat. For 3.5 to 3 hours 40.
Yeah. So speak to me about like when it comes to biking for that long.
Yeah,
You're in it for so long. It's not, and you do it so often as well. It's not
yeah.
just like a one-off.
No, no.
Mentally, how do you get yourself through something like that? What sort of like self-talk are you like saying to yourself? What are
Yeah.
you saying to yourself to push you through such like a difficult challenge?
But I guess like in some ways I'm trained for it, so I know that when I turn up, like physically, 80% of the time I'm ready. Um, but like the mentally, like it depends so much. Like some days, because I race like we race so often, like 60, 70 times a year probably, all that long. Always got like 160 people in, like me, who are always they're looking for like one big win. So like the risks, they're all willing to, everyone's willing to take risks, and if you're not, it's like you may as well just not turn up. Um, but yeah, like the mindset, you just need to like it's more about mindset than it is like physical ability a lot of the time. You need to it's like a certain mindset to just like think I need to be the first one to cross that line or but then in a lot like where I am now, for example, it's not always about me. Like half the time I could be making sure the guy that needs to win today is like hydrated, so make sure he's got bottles or make sure he's in the right position or
Is
if
that
it's
in your team?
yeah, if it's
Yeah.
windy, like make sure he doesn't feel the wind or something like that. But like the actual like before the race, you just got to be relaxed and like not really over. Well, for me, I don't really overthink it. I just kind of
Is that something that's just kind of always
yeah,
been there?
nah, no. Like I used to, I've got better. especially this year, I've got better of just like knowing that when I turn up, like I'm ready. Like I know that I'm ready. So what I can't do anything more now than what I've done. But like previously, like the last few years, like I'd turn up to a race and I'd be like stressed, like, oh, like, how am I going to do this in this part of the race? Or how am I going to be at the front there when it's going to be like a steep hill or something, or windy, or how am I going to avoid that or do this? But like as you get more experienced and older, not that I'm old, like there's a difference between being 18 and 20.
Yeah.
Like the amount I've learned since I was like 18 is insane about just preparing mentally for a race. Like it's hard to describe how you get your head ready, but like normally a couple of weeks in advance what races you're doing, so then you like probably without realizing you're constantly thinking about it. So then you never actually really have to like sit down and think, right, get your head in the game.
Is because I don't know if you know or not, but obviously the listeners will know sports psychology is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Is it something like talking about your mindset? Is this something you consciously put effort into, or is this just something that you've kind of just built over time?
Um, for me, I've kind of built it over time, but I know like I have friends and I know people that really, for like the psychology, have a lot of help because like when you're cycling at this level, there's like 160 guys. You're doing 40, 50 mile an hour at times. You're like touching each other pretty much. If one thing goes wrong, you're crashing,
Yeah.
and you're relying on you. You can only use so much yourself to control that, and a lot of guys struggle with that. And you see a lot. I've seen a lot of bad crashes. They've seen a lot of bad crashes. I've been in bad crashes, and you either like mentally are okay from that, or some people mentally struggle
Speak
from
to me
it.
about that, bro. A bad crash. How explain that bad crash to us and explain how you came back from that? Because I think if a lot of people, and you may have experienced this, but your next race and you're starting and you're thinking, my last race I had a big crash.
Yeah.
Like, how do you overcome that to then go into the next race and almost be a clean slate?
For me, I just try not to think about it.
Just
um,
move on quite
yeah,
quickly.
I just try to forget about it as quick as possible. And but yeah, it's hard to forget about it as quick as possible. Like if you've got road rash all over your body and like both shoulders have got like tarmac burns on and both legs are like got no skin on, you just stuck to the bed sheets at night. And like you're like peeling plasters off at 1:30 in the morning because you've like put it off all day. But no, I just try to forget about it. And like the bad crashes I've had, one was my fault, and then the other two I couldn't do anything about. So when you can't do anything about them, it's like, well, that was just luck, really. Like whether I was better at cycling or worse, like that was always going to
How
happen.
different was that to when there was one which it was?
The yeah, the one was that was my fault was like my fault and unlucky. Like I was so there was like there's the race, and then I was attacking, and I was like 100 meters ahead, and there's just like a damp corner, and I'd never like seen the route or the course before. I can't even remember where it was. It's somewhere abroad anyway, and like the corner was super wet, but it was like a blind corner, super wet. I had some kind of oil on. I had really bad tires on, which I didn't realize. Went around the corner thinking I was invincible at like full speed, and all of a sudden I just went
Okay, that's not awful
sliding
then.
across the
Yeah,
road. Yeah, it's not awful, but it wasn't my fault at the same
yeah.
time. And that was probably like one of the worst, real like injuries I got as well. Like I didn't break anything, but sorry, there's B. Yeah, I didn't break anything, but like the rashes around the body were insane.
Yeah. How do you heal from that? Is that just a
It's
natural body thing,
literally
or?
just natural, yeah. And then like natural, and you just gotta like air it as much as possible. So like if it's all down your legs, it's hard because like when you put clothes on, it's like weeping for like
Mm.
days, and it's disgusting. And like your clothes are sticking to it, so you pretty much just housebound and just literally try not to wear anything. Pretty much, just like
How do
air
you
it.
how do you find the traveling? because I've got you on Strava and
Yeah,
I'll see this guy's on a massive bike ride out in Belgium or France or somewhere random.
yeah,
Like, how do you find the traveling side of things? You know, being
yeah.
away from home a lot.
It's the trouble is like you get used to it. Like I think this year already I've been on like 20 flights or something, and I've driven to France 2 or 3 times, and then once I'm actually in Belgium, we drive or get the train or somehow get to places. But yeah, you get used to it, and you got to be organized. If you're not organized, and you like, let's say, like when I've came home now, I sort my travel to come home. Obviously, like if you're not organized and it's all like booked and ready, it's hard because then like you rush in the day before and or a couple of days before to find a flight, or you need to. If I've got like bikes with me and I'm traveling, I've got to somehow get the bikes to the
Yeah, how
airport.
does that work? Does this go on the flight?
Yeah, they're literally like you have like a massive box of that, for example, with wheels on, and you just put it on the flight like a suitcase. Except it's like 60 quid instead of 30 quid. But yeah, it's hard to travel, and traveling makes you a lot more tired than you think it does. Like some people are like to me like, oh, why are you tired? I'm like, well, I got like 3 flights this week and raced four
Do you
times.
get much breathing space in between?
Um,
Or is it you're there and you're straight into the action?
Normally we turn up to a race like, or I turn up to a race like the day before, which isn't too bad. So if you get there the day before, let's say you get there at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon to wherever the race is, then you got time to go for like a little ride, look at the course or something, and then chill. But I've also turned up to races the night before at like 11, and then you go to bed, you wake up next morning at like half 7, breakfast, drive to the start at like 11, race 4 or 5 hours, finish, either drive like 5 6 hours home with not me personally, but I'm in the car, or fly home, and that's intense because like you've basically done like you push your body to the limit, and then you like traveling, and traveling is like easy but tiring.
So, what are your next steps? What are your sort of like future goals? And I'm not thinking like, you know, in years to come, but
Mm.
right now, what sort of mindset are you going with right now? What's the for the rest of the year, what's your next steps?
The rest of this year, I ideally I want to win. Like I've had some decent results this year so far, but I'm just like missing a win. Like I need a win.
How is that? You know, when
Yeah,
you're saying to yourself like I need a win, and let's say the next few races you don't win, and it's like I'm not obviously praying that for
yeah,
you at all. I pray that you win every single one. But let's say even in the past, you're in a position right now where you still feel like you haven't got that win.
yeah.
Psychologically, how is that for you? You know, when that sort of do you feel the pressure? Like, how are you with pressure? And when it comes to winning, how much you put it on yourself, and how do you deal with that?
I don't put that much pressure on myself because like I always think like whatever happens, happens. Like I never turn up to a race and don't try. If
Mm.
I turned up to a race and didn't try, I'd be like, well, like I'd then probably put some pressure onto me. But I always try at every race. And like in my situation, like the when we turn up to a race, we support each other as teammates. So sometimes like I've got teammates that I'll happily protect and help them win, and be super happy for them if they win. But obviously, all of us between the like in the team, we all have different um strengths and weaknesses. So for me, like after when I go back to Belgium, I have loads of races in like quick succession, and they all are pretty good like um style for me. Like they're quite hilly, not like crazy mountains, but hilly enough. Good weather because I'm pretty good in the nice weather. You just gotta keep believing that
And
you'll get there one
you
day.
know you're doing your best. So it's like
Yeah,
it's not like you're being lazy. So
no, no,
whatever you're doing, like it happens for a reason because you know you've put the work in.
yeah,
So that's coming out of what you've done.
yeah. Like in some ways, the racing's more like you're learning. You're learning how to like race and win.
That's a great way to see it. Yeah.
Whereas like when I'm training, like I'm training to be better.
Yeah.
Like I know that I eat well. I know that I train well. I know that I can like I do 90% of things to for this level to make me as good as I can possibly be.
Now what you said just there is a great way to see it. Your races are your learning, and when you're training, you're trying to be better.
Yeah,
Because, like you say, on a race day, anything can happen, but in the training you've done that next step to be better. So when you're in the race, whatever happens, happens. You can always grow from that.
yeah. Like if you're doing, I don't know, let's say you've got a week to train, and you could train either 10 hours or you could train. Not that time doesn't always mean you're getting better. Like there's like qualities of
Yeah,
training
of
as well.
course.
But let's say like 10 hours at my level is like pointless. You may as well just not do it. But like instead of doing, or when you know you've done the solid training and the solid work, that doesn't really like that's what you need to turn up to a race. But in a race, you could be at the front, you could be confident, you could be feeling great, and then all of a sudden your front tire could just pop,
Hmm.
and then your car with your spare wheels could be like 3-4 minutes behind, but the race doesn't wait for you, obviously. So then it's just like luck. Like there's a lot of luck as well as skill, and obviously talent and strength in racing.
Yeah. Speak to me about the sacrifices. Have you had to make much sacrifices? And when I say that, I mean I think the typical one that comes to mind straight away is I'm not saying you've probably sacrificed your whole social life, but there's probably elements where
Yeah,
you've had to put training first, or race first, or travel first.
yeah,
What sort of
definitely.
sacrifices have you had to make, and how was it making those sacrifices?
Yeah, the biggest sacrifices are more like missing like I missed a few like I've not missed many, but I've missed a fair few like family holidays, for example. Not always like family holidays that I'd like be like, oh yeah, I'm really excited to go there, but like still they're always good.
Time with family, innit? Yeah.
Yeah. And then like big ones are like the like holidays with my mates, because they always like most people they have summer off or they go on holiday in summer, whereas like now for example is like my busiest part of the season or the year. Whereas for a lot of people this is where they want to go away. But apart from like the holidays and the lads' holidays, I've still had trips with them. Like, for example, a few weeks ago, I went to Spain for like a few weeks training, and one of my good mates, do you know Louis Turner?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, he came with me for like 2 weeks, and like I was training like 4 or 5 hours every day, and he was just like chilling and
Taking in the
working.
sun.
No, yeah, he was working on his laptop to be fair, and then but then when I'm back, like we just did like normal stuff, play paddle pretty much.
But that's good though that like you can still have those mates even if you are making those
Yeah,
sacrifices,
yeah,
and they're your real friends really. Because
yeah.
if you're making those sacrifices, they're still willing
Yeah,
to put up
it
with
was
that. And
great to be fair because like when I had it easy there, I got him on the bike and
was he any good?
yeah, he was loving it. Or not, yeah, he was good with me, but then when he went out on his own, he obviously because you got the clipping pedals. Yeah, I think he had a few shaky moments, but he's still living, so he's all right.
So how big's your team? How many cyclists are there? But then outside of that, how many people support you?
So riders like me, there's what I think like 22,
It's a big team,
23.
I didn't expect it to be that big.
Yeah, yeah. It's because like when you think about it, there's 6 or 7 at a race. Let's say we have 2 races on at a time. That's 14. There's a race every week, and it's physically not possible to race every week. So before you know it, you need like three teams, for example, and then you've always got someone who's injured, always someone who's ill, always someone who's like got I don't know a wedding or some like family commitment that they have to be there. So that like, before you know it, like it's hard to find enough riders for the amount of races that there is. Because like once you get into like the middle of the season, there's near enough a race like every day of the week, pretty much.
And then outside of
And
that,
then
like your team,
yeah,
yeah.
outside I have my own coach who I get to pick. Um, he's from Yorkshire, and then a guy who works with him helps me for like gym and nutrition and stuff like that. And they help me with like anything I need for like my physical aspects, like being in the best shape. They'll between them two, they'll help me, or they'll find someone who's at a good enough level to help me. And then in the team, so we have the main manager. We have people that I've never even met or seen who like organize stuff for like hotels, traveling and stuff like that. But I've never actually seen half these people. Then we have people who find the sponsors, which also I've never really seen. And then the people I see are like the people who come with us, like the manager, the uh people who do the massages, people who do like the washing, the bottles, make food, the mechanics who like just clean the bikes, look after the bikes if we break a bike, make sure we've got another one to start on the next day. Yeah, but the amount of different people that want to help and come to help, it's pretty crazy.
Has there been anybody in particular on your journey who's made a very big impact for you?
Um, yeah. Well, in the last year, my coach in the last year, it took me from like a good level to the next level,
Yeah,
and also my previous coach was like my first ever coach, so he helped me hugely. I still speak to him a lot, just as like mates. Um, and they're probably the two significant. And then the main one is probably my parents,
yeah, of
because like
course.
just to start, even to get into cycling, you need someone to buy you a bike. So
Yeah,
and like still now, they're like if I need anything, like not obviously like within reality, like if I needed taken somewhere or taken to the airport or I don't know, going to like going somewhere or needing to get something to me or posting something, they'll just do it, which I'm very, very fortunate.
yeah. Shout out to your parents, brother. Now, coming towards the end of this podcast, mate, I've got three more fun questions that are
Yeah,
more outside of the kind of, the deep questions. You know what I mean? There's been
yeah,
quite a
yeah,
few of them, in all honesty.
yeah. Some deep thoughts.
First of all, what's been your favourite race so far?
Favorite race? Whoa. Can I give two answers?
Yeah, of course, yeah. There's no
Favorite
rules.
race, just like go to because of like the hotel, of how nice the hotel is. I've done it 3 times. It's just like a good 3 4 days. Is not 2 races in Norway. Always the first weekend in May. Every team stays at this hotel. It's like for a hotel, it's like it's not even starred. But it's unreal. Like you could go there and just yeah, it's amazing. It's like overlooks. It's like Norwegian Ford. It's got a spa. It's just like the rooms are huge. Everything's just perfect about it. And every time I've been, the weather's been amazing. I'm pretty sure if it was like snowing, I'd be like, no way. So that's probably my favorite race. I've never actually really done very well there. Either time, either. No, I've been 3 times, haven't I? Yeah. Any times? Oh no, to be fair, the first year I went, I was like, oh, I was still at school the first year I went, and it's a men's race. I was in like a men's team, men's race, but we did win it as a team. I didn't really contribute much because I was like still a kid, but yeah, we won it as a team.
So it's mainly the location for that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
that one's for the location, just the vibe of the race. And then the race that I like really enjoyed. Um, that is a hard question.
No rush, man.
Nah, that is a hard question. Because like there's some races that I just don't enjoy because it's raining. But then there's some races like that are okay. But race that I really enjoyed. Um,
Or like your most memorable race?
yeah, most memorable was like the second year I ever got into cycling. I did a junior race in Ireland. It was 5 days, no 6 days, 6 days, longest ever junior race you can do. And like it was just like a group of 4 mates. We like made our own team. Well, no, we didn't make our own team. One of the lads had a team, and he kind of invited me to ride. His dad was driving the car. My dad was like pretending to be the mechanic. And the first day, I got a puncture like 10 seconds into the start of the race. I was like, oh God, it's like a long week. And I changed the wheel and then I got back to the front of the race and it was all chill after that. So I didn't like I came like on the same time as the winner. And then the day after on the second day, I won. So I was like,
Nice, man.
this is so cool. Because like we weren't doing it very professionally, like it was just two dads and like a couple of
Proper
mates.
butt shop.
Like we just used to go out to like a local pub for the night. we just did what we wanted. It was great. And so then I'm like leading the race, and like there's all these teams here that like got full setups, and we were just like, yeah, pretty chill. And then yeah, I kept the lead till the 4th day, and then I lost it. I crashed, and the guy that was like second, he was just he just attacked, and he won. So then I was second on the last 2 days, and I tried so hard to like get away from him, but he was just following me. But even at that race as well, so the best that like I'm still really good mates with 2 guys that were with me, and they both won a stage as well. And
Nice,
it was
man.
just like, yeah, it's got to be that race. And Ireland, they're just so chill. You can do what you want.
What about your favourite food while you're training? Like, because I imagine you got quite a
Yeah,
healthy diet, but is there anything where
yeah,
it's like, you know what, I still like this, even if
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
super healthy?
If I'm like real locked in, I just eat rice.
On its own?
No, it's got some sauce. But people put rice and ketchup. That's just like it's wrong.
I think it tastes quite nice.
Nah. But like even before a race, like we have rice for breakfast.
Like with milk or like
Never, like
like a
I've
cereal.
seen some crazy things what people do. Like when you got to have rice for breakfast, I've seen people have Nutella and rice. I've seen people have ketchup and rice, honey and rice. At the moment, I'm going for a phase of rice. It's got to be sticky rice, cinnamon, banana, and honey.
Nice.
But that's only before a race.
He's a chef as well.
I would not have that like just normally when I'm at home. Now, my favorite food at home, I like I enjoy a good pasta dish, like a proper pasta dish,
Yeah, pasta's good,
like
man.
a creamy one, not a
Carb-
healthy one, like a proper creamy one.
Carbs you up as well, innit, for what you're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah,
And then last question, brother. What do you like to do the most in your off time? Like when you're cycling, it's like, oh, I can't wait to do that again.
yeah. Um, sit in coffee shops and bars and pubs. No, no. Um,
That could be your answer, man.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty nice to
No,
him.
I do like going out for meals and just going to like just like seeing my mates and chilling. Oh no, to be fair, I've lied about all of that. Playing paddle.
Paddle, yeah.
Yeah,
I've still not played it, man.
really,
I need to
man.
play
We'll
it.
have a game.
We'll have a game, bro.
Last off season, so like, when I had like 10 days off, I had 10 days off, then started training again, but it was like easy training. I probably played paddle like 5-6 times a week for like 2 months straight. Yeah, I loved it.
Nice,
I
man.
still do love it.
I've never played it before, but I'll do that game with you, man. Now, coming
Yeah.
into the end, is there anything else you'd want to share at all?
No, I think I've got a
No, so man. Well, thank you for coming on.
cheers, man.
Shout out to Riley
Thank you
because
very
he
much.
put this together,
Yeah,
and really appreciate that, bro. That was
no
great.
worries.
Thank you for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
Right on time. Feel so right.